Okay, for this one, we were asked to solve this quadratic by either factoring or using the quadratic formula, whichever seems like the better plan. And the equation is x squared plus x minus 4 equals 0. So in this case, a is 1. Actually, hang on. Let me back that up a second. So what this is a quadratic. And remember, quadratics take the form, oops, that's an eraser. That's no good. There we go. Ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0 if we're going to put it in the quadratic formula. So if I were to solve this equation for x, which is actually really hard to do, which is why there's a formula, you would get the quadratic formula. So this thing solved for x would give you x equals negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So anything in this form where there's these coefficients a, b, and c, you can plug those in here and it will find the zeros of that quadratic. And the zeros are the places, again, where you're just looking earlier in the homework, the places where it's crossing the x-axis or the x-intercepts. Okay, so for this one, a is 1, b is also 1, so those are those invisible ones in front of those x's, and then c is negative 4. And so we'll just chunk all that into the quadratic formula here and see what comes out. So b is 1, so that would be a negative 1 because of the negative in the formula, plus or minus b squared, so 1 squared. And this is always going to be a positive. Sometimes when this is a negative, like if it's negative 3, say, people will write negative 3 and then get negative 9. It's really negative 3 times negative 3, so that positive 9 right there. So careful that this is always positive. And then minus 4ac, so minus 4, a is 1, and c is negative 4. And then that's all over 2 times a, and a again is 1 right there. So cleaning this up, it's going to come out pretty good. Negative 1 plus or minus, that will be 1, 2 negatives, so that makes it a plus. I just count them. 1 negative would be negative, 2 negatives is positive, 3 negatives would be negative. So this would be plus 16 over 2, or x equals negative 1 plus or minus root 17 over 2. And then let me check how the answer, yeah, okay, so the way that you put these in the answer box is, so there's 2 answer boxes, and it's going to go x equals, so in the first answer box is negative 1, and it doesn't matter the order, I'm just going to put the plus 1 first. Negative 1 plus root 17 over 2, so that's one answer. And then minus is your second answer, so the negative 1 minus root 17 over 2. So it's like the same way if the answers were x equals 3 and 6, you put 3 in the first box, 6 in the second box. It's just that the answers are a lot messier now, and that's why there's a quadratic formula. So hopefully that helps.